That sounded disgusting and creepy. So I'm gonna start off by talking about how I was looking for this one shirt to wear. It's like a short sleeved, and I was gonna wear it just so I can like show my tattoo and everything. Like, this is the tattoo. Oh my gosh, it is peeling. It's peeling. It's not cute. Yeah, the tattoo that I got it Friday the 13th because it was a discount, like a 2x2 tattoo. And it's peeling now. And I read that you're not supposed to peel it. I've been moisturizing it by putting lotion on it, but you're not supposed to constantly put lotion on it. But that's besides the point. And now I'm like nervous that like this tattoo is just gonna turn into shit, all because I don't know how to properly care for a tattoo. And I forgot to ask the person like how I'm supposed to do it because I'm slightly intimidated by him, but there's always Google. Oh, you can see me. Or you could see my back. You saw my back. I was getting the water. So today, this video is, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all about how I do videos real quick. Like, I don't like ever looking like into the camera because I feel like it's very creepy and weird, and I feel like when I just like look around while I talk, it's like I don't pay like I'm not paying attention to the fact that I'm getting filmed. Well, I do pay attention to the fact that I'm getting filmed, but at the same time I'm not. It's like when I make like quick little like I look into the camera or whatever, or just like here in general, it's because it's like whatever. But I honestly like don't like looking into the camera because I think it's fucking weird. I don't know. I just think it seems creepy. Ooh, my nipples. But okay. So today I'm gonna discuss about this is a topic that I'm not sure if I should talk about, but you know what? Fuck it. I feel bad because it's like something that's like it's not recent, but it's still like in the works and shit like that. That's what you say, right? In the works. But I'm so stupid. Basically I'm gonna talk about my parents separating, which happened ew, why'd I clap? Which happened, I actually know when it happened, but I'm just trying to say if it's last year. It was last year in April, and it was during my spring break, and it was on a Tuesday. I remember this shit. It was funny because let's start with the story of like, okay, so in February of last year, like the 3rd or the 4th, we threw a birthday party for my sister. The following day, my mom and dad tell my brother and myself, oh yeah, that they're gonna separate and stuff like that. I just rolled my eyes because I was all like, okay. And then time went by and nothing had happened. And like my mom would call me on the phone while I was at school, and I'd be like, I'd honestly roll my eyes because it was something that I felt like they weren't gonna go through with. It was just something that they were saying right now, and my dad kept saying like how it was only my mom who was saying this, that he doesn't want to move out. But the thing that for my mom, it was like she felt like she didn't want to be in. She just didn't want to be here anymore because of other things that they don't want to tell us. Blah blah blah. And so, fast forward to April. Esther and I were gonna go to the movies on a Tuesday because you know you get those discounts on Tuesdays, and my mom drops us off and everything like that, and Esther and I go like to the movie theater, and we're about to purchase our tickets, and like as we're looking, my mom called me and she told me to head back to the car. I'm over here thinking that, oh my fucking gosh, something happened to my sister, I'm about to have to fight someone or something like that. So we go back to the car, and my mom's all like, your dad's cheating on me. And I'm like, how do you know? And that sounds so rude. How do you know? Like, and so she was supposed to return their phones because they were no longer gonna, like, the whole idea of them not being together, they didn't want to be on the same plan. And then she went, like, he had to give my mom the phone, and like she went through the messages and found out that he was talking to someone. So then poor little Esther is in the back seat, like, because we drive back, like we did end up staying for the movies. My mom's over here like angry, like pissed off and everything like that. And I'm just here like, so we drop Esther off at her sister's. I think it was her sister's. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. And then we head back home. And then my mom tells me, we head home. My dad's in the room, this room, which is now my mom's room. And she tells me, you stay back here. Don't come into the room because I'm going to talk to him. So then she comes and then she's all like, so what is it? Like, why the hell are you like, why didn't you just say this? And he was over here talking like, why are you going through my stuff? Blah, 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 blah. I knew you would go through my phone. That's typical you. And for me, this was all pissing me off because my mom's calling him out on his shit. And he's over here disregarding it and like, basically like, and the thing that pissed me off was that I end up hearing like my mom say, like they're arguing or whatever, talking or whatever. They're not even like it's a heated discussion is what I'm gonna describe it as. They're having a heated discussion, and then I hear my mom say, "Ah, chistoso pa ti." That's when I get involved because I'm like, you're basically laughing in my mother's face for the dumb shit that you're doing. So then I come into the room and I'm like, ¿Qué es tan chistoso? And then he's like, oh, tú siempre andas metiéndote en las cosas. And so, like, basically he's saying that I'm always getting involved in this stuff. And I'm like, I've never liked the way that my dad has I've never liked the way my dad has treated my mom. And I never liked the way that, like, my dad has built this thing where, like, we have to bow down to him. Not bow down to him. That sounds very dramatic. We have to listen to whatever it is that he says without having any regards to how we feel or without any arguments to whatever it is that he says. For me, I don't find that fair. I find that very lacking of communication within parent and child, and I feel like it's very dismissive for a family unit just in general. So me coming in, like, that's why he said, oh, you're always getting involved. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting involved. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what's your problem? Like, that's basically it. Like, what the hell is your problem? And this is just like, so he ends up getting up and he starts walking, and I thought, and like, he's passing me and my mom tells me to move out the way. And like, I always like move off to the way, and I was all like, ooh, just bump me so I can start arguing with you. That's something I would never hit my parents. So I just wanted him to bump me just so I could go crazy and shit like that. Like, just so I could go off and like, yeah, everything like that. So he passes by, and then he's leaving, and my mom's like crying, like, let me drink some water. Like, honestly, like, that's one of the hardest things that, like, at least for me as a son, having to see my mother, who's done so much for me, like, cry, break down and everything like that, and for me not to be able to do anything, like, it really hurt. But then I realized, like for me, it was all like, I told her, like, he's stupid. He's stupid for doing what it is that he did, and you know what? You need to, like, kick him out. Like, that's honestly what you need to do. So, homegirl, being in a much more in a much more civilized manner than I would have done it, grabs all his stuff and puts it out on our porch, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It's by the door. It's basically where she put all his clothes. And I'm telling her, like, you go. I was over here like, you do you, homegirl. Like, because that's the thing. My dad kept saying that he wasn't going to leave. And like, for me, I kept telling my mom, like, if he doesn't want to leave, you grab his stuff and, like, you put it out. Like, that's my perspective on it. But she did that all on her own. I didn't have to tell her that. And I was over here like, girl, you are doing way better than I would. I probably would have burned his clothes, and I probably would have keyed the car or something like that. Like, that's honestly what I wanted to do at that moment. Because I was like... And then she told me not to touch anything, because like, she doesn't want him to argue with me and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'll just stand off to the side. And so, and later on, like in arguments, like afterwards, he would like argue with my mom, saying, yeah, you and your son are over here throwing my stuff out and stuff like that. And I'm over here like, homie, like, if she's doing something way, like, she's much more calm about it than I honestly would have just burned the stuff. I would have burned the stuff. I would have burned everything. Grabbed the stuff that I liked. I would have been like, this fits me. And then burn everything else. But my mom's much more civilized. So then, because he had ended, like, while this was happening, he had gone. He left somewhere. He comes back, and then, like, he grabs his stuff, and then he's all, and he leaves. And that was honestly, like, the beginning of this whole thing that happened throughout the year. So during my last quarter of school, like, honestly, like, it was revolved around, honestly, no, halfway through my winter quarter, before my parents separated, I would have to call my mom, my dad, and my brother almost every day, asking them, so I heard y'all argued. What did y'all argue about this time? Why can't y'all talk about this? Well, I want y'all, like, I was honestly the mediator, and I'm like, I didn't tell them at that time, but, like, later on, like, more recently, I've been like, it's not fair that while I was home, I was always the mediator. While I'm at school, I was the while I'm at school, I'm the fucking mediator as well. And then the thing that always pissed me off is my dad always told me that I was against him. My brother had told me that I was against him. My mom once told me I was against her. And I'm like, y'all, I have been the one that has been there for all of you. I try to be the much more, like, what's that thing called? The neutral party is the thing. I try to be the much more neutral party. And, like, they would, like, I felt like they would throw shit in my face. And it got to this one point when that happened. It was around my birthday, actually. It was around my birthday. Let me tell you. The birthday that just passed, like, I was supposed to have a 20th birthday party, and, like, I chose not to because my brother said some stuff, my mom said some stuff, where I was like, you know what, fuck all of this. I didn't say fuck all of this, I just said, I'm tired of this, like, you know what, like, I'm done with this. I don't want to deal with any of this anymore. Like, y'all can handle y'all, and when y'all need me, like, y'all are really gonna value, like, me not being there because I'm not gonna be here. And guess what? They fucking do. At least my mom and my brother now. And I'm just all like, it sucks to have to be, like, very harsh towards them because it's, like, such a sensitive time period for both of them. And it was just, it was annoying. And the stuff that happened with my mom is the reason why I went into gender studies, because when my mom, after, like, she threw all his stuff out and he finally left, my mom went through this thing where she was like, what do I do now? Like, what? Like, she honestly felt like she had no value as a woman, as a person, simply because the man that she was with cheated on her. And she would say, is it my fault? And that's something that pissed me off, that really, like, sparked some shit in my head, where it's all like, we are in this society in which, like, men can do all this shit, burden it on the woman, and then the woman is the one who suffers and questions her own value. Like, it really fucking sucks. And that's the thing that pissed me off. And, like, it was something that I had to tell my mom. Like, I'm like, you need to understand that it's not your fault. Like, you really need to understand that it's his fault because he's being stupid. You did nothing wrong. The thing that my dad does is that he's just, it's just stupid. It's honestly stupid. And I tell my mom, like, you need to realize how much more value you have. You raised 3 amazing children. The way that you present yourself is really amazing. You're a beautiful woman inside and out. Like, you should not let you separating from my dad be the thing that creates value for you. And the thing that my mom told me was, like, it's hard because it's like, you build this relationship with this person. She gave, like, half of her life, like 20 something years of her life, to my dad, which was more than she's alive, and halfway more than her being alive. And, like, she's all like, and then you think that you're gonna grow old together, you're gonna live together, you're that's how it is. Like, it's that kind of mentality. And she's all like, and, like, because both, like, you as my children, you're all gonna go off and do different things and stuff like that, and what am I to do now, is basically what she was saying. And the thing that I wanted to tell, and the thing that I It hurt. It honestly hurt watching my mother break down. And I tried never crying in front of her because it's like, homegirl's already broken. My brother's over here think like broken as well because he's all like, we don't have a family, and I'm over here like, I can't cry in front of them. I can't like, the only thing I can show them is like tough love in the sense of like, yeah, like this is happening, but we need to move forward. Like honestly, like we can't let this like really slow us down or really break us down. Honestly, like yes, be broken at the moment that we are broken, but realize that we can eventually, like being that it's like, I told my mom like, you have me, you have my brother, like you have other people who are there for you that can help you build yourself back up from what my dad has done to break you down, honestly. And it's just it was just really hard seeing her like that and seeing my brother too, because that little child, like he has high expectations for my dad. He has a like, he loves my dad, like it's crazy. Like they have a better relationship than me and my dad, and that's because my brother's like the golden child for him. And so my mom like went through months where she would just cry, where she just hurt and everything like that. But the thing that happy for right now about her is how she says she's in a better place now. She's all like, she's found stuff that she likes. Like my mom's very in touch with like Catholicism, like she's Catholic and everything. She's way more involved with church. She's been able to go out more in terms of like meeting up with family, with friends and stuff like that. And she's honestly been way happier. She lost weight. Let me tell y'all, homegirl lost some weight. She's looking good. She's looking beautiful. Fucking love my mom. Like that's the thing that I found amazing, was that homegirl had a good bounce back. And like with my dad, like he found his own apartment and like everything. Like for me, I had like, ever since I was younger, like my parents would argue like every other week about some random shit and stuff like that. And for me, it got to the point where I just told, like I would tell them like, why are y'all together? This isn't good. Like for me, I'm tired of it. Like I'm tired of like all of it. Like for me, I was like, why are y'all still arguing about this shit? Like, oh my gosh. And like it got to the point where I was all like, can y'all just separate? Like for me, it's something that I thought would eventually happen, unfortunately. Like I had a much more pessimistic / realistic point of view about it, whereas my brother has had, I don't know what he has right now, a much more pessimistic, optimistic point of view about it, where he would like them to get back together. But the thing with my brother is that he didn't at the like before know about all the stuff my dad has done, like in terms of us having another half brother and stuff like that, these kinds of things. Excuse me. So I don't know, I personally, I told my mom, like, and my brother, like, if my mom gets back with my dad, for me at least, I would not want to interact with any of them. Like for me, that's not a space that I want to be in. I was brought into this toxic negative like situation during their breakup, in terms of their separation, their separation, because it was like it was, although they are my family and everything, like I was really burdened with a lot, I feel, in terms of all of them and stuff like that. And so for me, I told my mom, like, if y'all get back together, like I could not interact with any of you anymore. Like I really feel like it would be a slap to my face, because I went through some deep shit where I argued with how many different people just to have both of you back together. Like I don't know. I don't know. I personally feel like my mom's worth more. I feel like both my parents don't need to be together. I don't think my brother, I feel like, needs to understand that just because people are living in a house and their blood and their family doesn't mean that they're necessarily a family and it's actually a good thing. But I don't know, it's just different for everyone, and that's difficult for my brother to understand, like my perspective, and it's difficult for me to understand my brother's perspective, because I know like that feeling of wanting to have a family and stuff like that. But for me, that was way back when. For me, I'd rather just like everyone be at a much more stable mentality, much more emotional stability. I thought I heard something. And like everything just being much more positive, you get me? But yeah, I feel like there's more. There's more to the story and everything like that. Like, I might make more videos about this, but as of right now, I think I'm fine. Should I end it with like then yeah, love yourself or something like you know like those messages that you say at the end? I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, that's basically it. Bye.